Ukraine announced on Tuesday that it is entering into talks with Brazilian energy giant Petrobras to do joint development of hydrocarbons on the Black Sea shelf in southern Ukraine. This announcement comes as Ukraine is trying to showcase its options for energy diversification to build leverage over another major energy producer, Russia. However, there are many obstacles to such a diversification plan that limit Ukraine from getting such leverage. The Petrobras announcement comes after Ukraine has made a series of statements recently on diversifying its energy away from Russia. Ukraine's energy minister Yuri Boyko said that the country cannot buy large amounts of gas from Russia at current prices, $416 per 1,000 cubic meters, and will have to switch to alternative energy resources. Meanwhile, Ukrainian President Viktor Yanukovich has said in a recent interview that Ukraine will continue to work to increase its own production of energy from sources like coal. However, all of these plans have significant obstacles. In terms of diversifying to other energy providers, the existing infrastructure, with Ukraine connected to Russia via its vast pipeline network, means that Ukraine would have to invest a massive amount of resources into alternative infrastructure options, which would be expensive and not feasible in the short term. Belarus recently tried to diversify away from Russian oil supplies by increasing imports from Venezuela, but it proved much more costly and logistically difficult to ship the oil by tanker and then via rail through several intermediaries than receiving oil via pipeline next door from Russia. Also, while there's petroleum in the Black Sea, it is one of the world's more difficult and expensive operating environments since the sea is very deep, geologically active, and stormy. And while Brazil is looking to get experience related to its ability to developing its own deepwater pre-salt fields, Petrobras isn't likely to put much money into this anytime soon. A concession might allow Petrobras to develop additional deepwater expertise, but the company is focusing the majority of its investment into its own offshore pre-salt oil fields for the foreseeable future and is unlikely to make a major investment in the Black Sea. On cutting import volumes from Russia, Ukraine is obligated to buy at least 42 billion cubic meters of Russian gas under its take-or-pay contract, meaning it would have to pay the same price for any volume, making reducing imports to 27 billion cubic meters just as costly. Therefore, the leverage remains with Russia for several reasons. First, Russia has the benefit of time. It is Ukraine that is in a financial bind over the high prices and needs a deal sooner rather than later, while Russia can continue to wait. Second, as the energy supplier, Russia is ultimately the one that has a say over Ukraine, the energy importer. Also, Russia has its own way of building leverage over Ukraine, such as moving forward with the South Stream natural gas pipeline, which would bypass Ukraine as a transit state to Europe and decrease its bargaining position even further. Therefore, neither Brazil nor shifting to domestic resources will cure Ukraine's short-term problem of Russian energy dependence.